Good morning. From the poet Shel Silverstein, there is a place where the sidewalk ends and before the street begins, and there the grass grows soft and white, and there the sun burns crimson bright, and there the moonbird rests from his flight to cool in the peppermint wind. Let us leave this place where the smoke blows black and the dark streak winds and bends past the pits where the asphalt flowers grow. We shall walk with a walk that is measured and slow, and watch where the chalk white arrows go to the place where the sidewalk ends. Yes, we'll walk with a walk that is measured and slow, and we'll go where the chalk white arrows go, for the children, they mark, and the children, they know the place where the sidewalk ends. Thank you.
Welcome to the worship at the Unitarian Universalist Church of Greensboro. My name is Ben Keeker, and I am a member of this congregation, and I have been privileged to be the youth advisor since 2019. Unitarian Universalists believe that each person has a trustworthy relationship with the Spirit, with the Holy, with the source of all life, and with what some call God. Though we name it and we know it differently from one another, and we believe that because we are interconnected, nobody is free until we are all free. So we strive to build beloved community here on earth, in our fellowship with one another and in our work for justice. Whether today is your first or your 1,000th Sunday in our midst, we are stronger because you are with us. We are one people of many beliefs, many origins, sexualities, and genders. We are all growing, all learning, all loved. Our ministry team here at UUCG is our minister, the Reverend Sadie Lansdale, Cindy Dillard, our Director of Children's and Youth Ministry, Luke Stickleather, our Experimental Director of Music, and Julie Hamilton, our Congregational Administrator. We might need one of those. Anyway, should you have your cell phone on during church making noise? No. Yeah. Should you take your mask off? If you have a joy or sorrow to share in our prayers of the people, you can write it on the yellow card in your order of service and hold it during our opening hymn for our ushers to collect. You can also light a candle of remembrance at any time during the music in the service. If you're online and you'd like to get more connected, you can click the link on the description of this YouTube video and let us know how we can connect with you. If you're in person, you can fill out a pink form at the visitors table. Visit our website for our contact form or simply stick around after worship for our post-worship reflection. If you're joining us online, go ahead and say hello in the chat. If you're joining us in the sanctuary, won't you wave hello to everyone joining us online? Our adult religious exploration after worship will be a space to process reactions to the news about challenges to Roe v. Wade. Reverend Sadie will lead us in this conversation.
I invite my mom, Heather Rushford, forward to light our chalice. Please join me in our chalice lighting words found in your order of service. We light this chalice, symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith, to remind us to connect in spirituality and service, to care for each other in the world, and to create loving community. A covenant contains the promises we make to one another in response to the great gift of living, holding ourselves to these holy aspirations. Will you join me in our church covenant? We, the members of the Unitarian Universalist Church of Greensboro, do covenant to promote a search for personal meaning, respecting the individual truth of community process of quest. Speak and act with caring, courtesy, and love, thereby maintaining emotional, physical, and spiritual safety for all. Support UNCG and dimensional effects of resources. Combat injustice while promoting equality. Nurture our children on their spiritual journey. Hold ourselves to this covenant, particularly during times of conflict and disagreement.
Will you rise in body or in spirit for our opening hymn, number 1009, in your teal hymnal, Meditation on Breathing. Luke, will you play the melody first? The congregation will sing it, and then we'll bring in some extra parts with the backup of the choir. All right. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. Okay, fade the sopranos. Breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love.
How beautiful it is to be together. We gather in gratitude this morning, turning our hearts to thanks and praise for the gift of living, in the presence of the Spirit that animates all life, and in the knowledge that we are powerfully, profoundly connected to all that is, all that has been, and all that will be. During these few minutes of silence, you can focus on something you're grateful for, or someone you are remembering especially today, or just the sensation of your chair supporting you. Will you find a comfortable place in your seat and take a few easy breaths as we settle into our shared silence together? We would like to offer congratulations on the graduation of Luke and Laura. I invite you now to offer the names of those people on your hearts, living or dead, near or far, that this community might hold them in prayer and in love. You can type them in the comments if you're joining us online, or speak them now. We hold them in our hearts.
From the Reverend Sarah Goodman, a prayer for parenting in a pandemic. This is a prayer for the parents of children. This is a prayer for the parents of babies, the parents of teens, the parents of young adults. This is a prayer, not a sending thoughts kind of prayer, but a please someone help us prayer. It's been 2 years since the world shut down, and 1 year since people started to act as if things were normal, and 9 months since we were promised that our children will be protected, and it'll come anytime now. We are waiting. This is a prayer to not be forgotten. We have held our babies in our arms while they look around, astounded that there are more than 5 people in the world, having spent the first year of their lives at home. We have held our young school children in our laps while they try to learn writing and etiquette and how to make friends through a computer screen. We have held our preteens as they struggle to make sense of themselves in the world when they're not seeing each other, not able to play and talk and laugh as they need to. We have held our teens through more disappointed expectations than they ever deserved to have experienced in so few years. We have sent our young people off into the world not knowing what will be there for them when they get there. We have held our beloved children while they were sick, when they gave in to the loneliness, when they lost their way. And we have done this while trying to do our jobs, or leaving our jobs because it was too much to do all of it, or losing our jobs. And we have done all of that while having to make impossible decisions about loneliness, about safety, about isolation, about exposure, about playing, about school, about joy, about risk, about arguing, about exhaustion. We tried everything. We tried to parent alone. We tried to pod with other families. We tried sending them to school. We tried to hire if we could. We tried to do homeschooling. We tried outschooling. We tried nature schooling. We tried everything. And when things have not worked, we have wept. We've had our resolve tested, our marriages strained, our relationships with our children strained, our friendships thinned. We have tried to be present for our children when they are angry, when they are weary, when they are despondent. And who has been here for us when we are angry and weary and despondent? We have watched our children suffer while we suffer, and there has been little respite. On this day, specifically for you, if you hear your life described in Reverend Goodman's words, may your weariness ease. May your children grow strong and happy. May you grow strong and happy. May you feel your life returning and your friendships blossoming, your relationships nourished and rooted. May you find ways to feel ever more like yourself. As you come to grips with what you have endured, may you find a safe and soft place to do the reckoning that is yours. Above all, may you know that you are loved. Amen. We sing what we cannot say, our prayer and our yearning, our heartbreak and our hope. Please stay seated and sing number 123 from your gray hymnal, Spirit of Life. This is a story adapted from Larry Wade's account of his father's deep grief at the loss of his mother, and how Larry's own Buddhist practice allowed him to extend the hand of compassion. He's an ordained Baptist minister and a Buddhist teacher, and was interviewed by Krista Tippett on the podcast On Being, where he told his story. So the middle school youth group and I have very dramatically, loosely adapted this story and played some Mad Libs with the names. Invite the middle school youth group to tell us the story of Dude Bading Dong and his friends.
There once was a child named Dude Bading Dong. Dude was in 6th grade. They had a pet hedgehog named Sanic. They loved it this much. But one day, Sanic the hedgehog got very sick. It got so sick that even though their parents tried to help it, it died. They were very sad. In their neighborhood lived some friends named Daniel Tiger, Mungus, and Mac and Cheese. They played with Dude all the time, but one week, Dude didn't come out to play.
I wonder what happened. Maybe they can't play because they're fighting in World War II.
Maybe they're tired of you always bringing so many people with you. Daniel Tiger.
Or maybe there's a zombie apocalypse and they're hiding out in Party City.
Well, let's find out.
All the kids went to Dude's house and knocked on the door.
Hi, kids.
Can Dude play with us?
I'm sorry, y'all. They're not feeling up to it.
Are they sick?
No, but they're very sad because Sanic the Hedgehog died and they don't want to play.
Come on, let's go. I feel pretty angry that they won't play with us. Have any of you ever felt angry because someone doesn't want to play with you?
I feel sad that they won't play with us. Have any of you felt sad when someone doesn't want to play with you?
Yes.
I feel scared. What if all of our pets died? Have you ever felt scared when something sad happens to someone else?
I know, let's bring them flowers.
Great idea.
Wait, why?
Well, whenever anyone's sad at my church, it seems like they get flowers. People are always sending flowers. I don't really know what it is about, but it seems like a good thing.
Unless you have allergies.
That's a great idea. There are flowers in my yard. Let's go get some. My mom will just think it's the rabbits.
How many flowers should we get?
All the flowers.
That sort of seems like a lot.
Let's get them.
Do any of you have flowers you can bring to show Dude Ding Dong that you care?
All right. Okay. Yeah, sit down. Yeah, sit down. No, wait a minute. All right. Okay, go sit down. There's a lot of music now. Sit down. There's a lot of music now. Go ahead.
You might have a mom, she might be the bomb, but ain't nobody got a mom like mine. Her love's to the end, she's my best friend. Ain't nobody got a mom like mine. She's my world, she's my heart, and there's no denying I'm her girl, no matter what. Even when I'm lying, she loving me, loving me, loving me, loving me, love. She loved me like nobody else. I'm telling you, telling you, telling you, telling you all. She taught me how to love myself. You might have a mom, she might be the bomb, but ain't nobody got a mom like mine. Her love's to the end, she's my best friend. Ain't nobody got a mom like mine. See, we go way back. Oh, I remember all the times that I cried. She made me feel better. She loving me, loving me, loving me, loving me, love. She loved me like nobody else. I'm telling you, telling you, telling you, telling you all. She taught me how to love myself. You might have a mom, she might be the bomb, but ain't nobody got a mom like mine. Her love's to the end, she's my best friend. Ain't nobody got a mom like mine. Her love's to the end, she's my best friend. Ain't nobody got a mom like mine. All right, hold on, guys. Hey, Mom. I just want to let you know that I love you so much. Happy Mother's Day. I'll see you soon. I miss you. Love you to the moon and back. All right, bye. You might have a mom, she might be the bomb, but ain't nobody got a mom like mine. Her love's to the end, she's my best friend. Ain't nobody got a mom like mine. You might have a mom, she might be the bomb, but ain't nobody got a mom like mine. Her love's to the end, she's my best friend. Ain't nobody got a mom like mine. Oh, she loves me to the moon and back. That's what she told me. Her love never ends, she's my best friend. Ain't nobody got a mom like mine.
And when they were done, Dude's porch was covered in flowers. The neighborhood kids, Daniel Tiger, Mac and Cheese, and Among Us, waited patiently for Dude to come out to play. Dude's parents saw the flowers and called them down from their room.
You don't have to do anything you're not ready for, but we thought you might want to see what's on the porch.
Wow, these are amazing. They're all from my friends?
Yep, they really love you, and they want you to know that they're here when you're ready.
Well, I want to take some inside, but there are just so many I want to share them with everyone.
Dude has taken their flowers, and they want to share the rest with all of you. All the neighborhood kids are going to bring you some flowers for you to take home.
Yeah, you should go. The neighborhood kids are going to bring a lot of flowers out to you. Laura, we need you. Okay, I'm going to help them. Okay.
Once upon a year, when all our shadows disappeared, the animals inside came out to play. Went face to face with all our fears, learned our lesson through the tears, made memories we knew we'd never fade. One day my father, he told me, son, don't let it slip away. He took me in his arms, I heard him say, when you get older, your wild heart will live for younger days. Think of me whenever you're afraid. He said one day you'll leave this world behind, so live a life you will remember. My father told me when I was just a child, these are the nights that never die. My father told me. When thunder claws are pouring down, light a fire they can't put out, carve your name into those shining stars. He said, go venture out far beyond, don't forsake this life of yours. I'll guide you home no matter where you are. One day my father, he told me, son, don't let it slip away. He took me in his arms, I heard him say, when you get older, your wild heart will live for younger days. Think of me whenever you're afraid. He said one day you'll leave this world behind, so live a life you will remember. My father told me when I was just a child, these are the nights that never die. My father told me. These are the nights that never die. My father told me.
So Dude's porch was covered in flowers. And their friends spent that whole afternoon trying to figure out how to see them, how to be with them, how to play with them. But it takes Dude a while to be ready to come outside. In the story we adapted from, Larry Wade sends his grieving father flowers every week for months until he is able to open the door to his son again, until he can stand to see his late wife's eyes in the face of his child, until he can bear to be seen by anyone at all. Many of us know what it is to want to keep the door shut, or to have to keep the door shut. Many of us know what it is to withdraw, to close off, to break contact, to turn off the phone, to allow pain to check us out for a while. Sometimes it's too much. And dude can't do it. They're too sad. Maybe they don't want their friends to see their puffy face or their tears. Maybe they think their friends will only want to be with them if they can play kickball, not if they just want to sit quietly or go home early, not if they're really feeling much up to it. And dude's friends have some feelings about that. They feel rejected, they feel angry, they feel afraid. I have heard people saying of this time that all of us need more grace than any of us can give. It's true that we, a community, are more than the sum of our parts. It can also be true, though, that our needs all pile up and they rub against each other, and when we're unable to be present with each other, we hurt. Someone needs to be alone and someone needs company, and those people live in the same house. Dude feels sad and lonely. Their friends feel rejected and mad and afraid, and everyone needs more than anyone can possibly provide. It's too much. Dude's mom, Mrs. Beding Dong, tells Dude about the flowers and said, "I just wanted to let you know what's there. You don't have to do it if you're not ready. You don't have to go outside. You don't have to open the door if you're not ready to step out there. But your friends really love you." She doesn't make Dude go outside. She doesn't pressure Dude out of their sadness, but she opens the door and she points the way. And Dude peeks out and sees for themselves that their friends have brought so many flowers. Too many flowers. Norbert Čapek was a Czechoslovakian Unitarian minister, and he celebrated a version of this ritual in his community to lift up differences and how beautiful they are. For his preaching of tolerance and religious diversity, he was killed in a concentration camp, and this ritual was brought to the United States by his widow, Maya Čapek, who held open that door. Bring flowers to your community. Take away a specific, particular, gorgeous gift that someone else's hand has picked. Bring too many flowers. So much blossom, so much fruit, producing and overproducing. The intelligence in the heart of the fruit knows that the way to survive is through too many seeds. Too many flowers, too many possible moments of life. I was puttering around in my garden in my front yard. We're planning to put in a bunch of tomatoes and maybe become people who can tomatoes, or maybe not. And we at least are planning to become people who intend to can tomatoes, and we might not actually follow through on that, so I'll keep you all posted. But we're discussing plants for our garden, and I had this, I was like, oh, but what if we waste them? Like, what if we grow tomatoes and we can't use them? What if we waste them? And my boyfriend looked at me and was like, do you know how plants work? We think there's not enough, we think like we have to use it. We have to use it. I come from a household where if you have two bottles of ketchup, you have to like rinse out the one and kind of put the extra stuff in the other one to make sure you don't, you know what I mean? Some of you are like that. Some of you are save the ketchup people. And I'm looking out at the garden like, oh no, we have to make sure that we can use everything, and we don't. The flowers and the fruit produce and produce. They know that too much is the way forward. There is beauty reaching for you. People who want to know you, a sun that wants to shine on your face, though it might not be out today. There's soil that longs for your hands, warm darkness that aches for your dreams and your slumber and your comfortable rest. A community that puts the relentlessness of life at its center, doesn't give up, just as the Spirit of life and love does not give up on you. There are seeds underground that have not given up on rain. There are caterpillars with squishy guts and gooey insides that have not given up on becoming butterflies. There are flowers that become fruit, that produce thick flesh and uncountable seeds, because life does not give up. All of us need more than any of us can provide. And yet, the Spirit of life does not need us to check each other's lists off in order to move through us and around us, within us, and beyond us, in order to overflow. Dude's friends bring beauty. Dude's mother opens the door, and when they are ready, Dude walks through it. We don't save each other. I've heard people say community saves you. I don't think that's actually quite true. We witness each other's inherent worth, our gorgeous uniqueness, our growth, and our journeys. We send each other flowers in sorrow and in celebration, holding out that symbol of extravagance, saying, here, this is the spark of the divine in each and all. This is the way I wish for you to know holy love plucked from the vine. This is the relentless Spirit of life reaching for you. This will be waiting for you on your porch when you are ready to open the door. May it be so for you and so for us all. Amen. Will you rise in body or in spirit for a musical response? Hymn number 95, in your gray hymnal, There Is More Love Somewhere.
One of the ways that we live out our mission to create loving community is to contribute financially to the ministries of this congregation and to the good work of our community partners. One of our ministries of this church is our Ministers' Discretionary Fund, which is available to anyone in a tough spot. We can help with medical bills, rent, groceries, or other needs. Reverend Sadie's email and phone number are on the back of your order of service, or you can contact the church through our website. The Hyatt Street neighbors live in a trailer park in Lindley Park neighborhood of Greensboro. They go to school with us, they work and live and commute alongside us. They are our neighbors. After almost 9 months of struggling to find a solution that would allow them to stay in their homes, they are being forced to relocate. Through organizing, advocacy, and throwing great parties, they have managed to win more time in their homes that they have loved. In response to their organizing, the City of Greensboro has created a mass displacement fund, and this fund could possibly offer up to $10,000 in relocation assistance, and relocation of a trailer could cost more than $15,000 per family. If you'd like to be a part of the Rising, if you'd like to make a contribution for our offering to be split with the Hyatt neighbors, you can do so at the link in the description of this video. You can also mail a check. Ushers will come forward to collect the offering, which will now be gratefully received.
join me in our cellist's extinguishing words? We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry on our hearts until we are together again.
Amazing. This is your reminder that having fun is very spiritually good for you. And we appreciate our youth group for showing us the way. Michael Kay will offer a brief reflection on the school bond and why our faith calls him to support it.
As Unitarian Universalists, we advocate, organize, and act for justice to live out the values of our faith. As a congregation, we are called to make a positive difference in our wider community. And our fifth principle focuses on the right of conscience and the democratic process. A few weeks ago after the service, we heard information from Guilford County Schools about the school bond referendum. We have an opportunity as a community to invest $1.7 billion in school facilities and technology. There are booklets on the table outside the sanctuary with more details if you are interested. As a parent in the school system, I know that this is desperately needed. A 2019 study found that half of our school facilities are in unsatisfactory condition. And just last week, there were kids in our community who had to do remote learning from home because their school is in disrepair. The air conditioning was broken, and the state of North Carolina does not provide funding to maintain it. This is an unacceptable injustice. As a Unitarian Universalist, my concern is not just for my own children. President James Garfield once said, "Next in importance to freedom and justice is popular education, without which neither freedom nor justice can be permanently maintained." Our public schools are a vital institution in our democracy, and voting is a spiritual practice. I am voting yes on the school bond because it is a vote for justice, a vote for our children and teachers, and a vote for the future of our democracy. Early voting is currently happening through Saturday. You can vote today until 3 p.m., and Election Day is on May 17th. You can learn more and find opportunities to volunteer at the polls at www.smartschoolbond.com. Thank you for the opportunity to share about one of my favorite spiritual practices. I hope you will join me.
Thank you, Michael. If you're joining us online, you can drop by outside the church from noon to 1 to pick up your flowers. As you can see, there are flowers yet available for you. Last week, we said we had to close the gap in our pledge drive, and we did. So very well done to all of you who are participating in continuing and building this beautiful vision of a seriously intergenerational community. You did it. Our annual meeting is on May 22nd on Zoom at what o'clock, Michelle?
1 or 2, we're still debating.
Okay, it's either at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, but it's on Zoom. A link will be in your in your newsletter, and much more information about that, and many, many reminders are to come. We need a quorum in order to vote at the annual meeting. There is the election for our Board of Trustees, some other lay leader positions, and then, of course, we vote to approve the budget that the board has recommended. So it is a thrilling activity and often brief. On May 28th, we are trying a new way to do our new members class. So it's one Saturday, 10 to 3, donuts, coffee, childcare, lunch. and ways to get involved. So if you've been around and you're interested in what it would mean to be a member of this community, you can also check your newsletter and your email for more information. We'll get you that soon. Oh my gosh. We've got some cards for y'all to sign in the foyer for Mary Alice and Ken Knight to offer some love and encouragement and companionship for them. So when you see many, many cards out in the foyer, we're just going to send them a bunch. I hope they're not watching this online, so we have not ruined the surprise, but there's no other way to tell you, so, sign some cards for Ken and Mary Alice. During our postlude, youth and teachers can go to religious exploration in the classrooms, and anyone who needs to or wishes to go can leave with our blessing. Our adult religious education might be a space for us to reflect on the events of this week and the news from the Supreme Court about Roe v. Wade, if that's a conversation that you are feeling like you want to have with other people of faith. Go from this place with your flowers, carrying them as a symbol of the love and grace and mercy that is yours. Amen. You can place your hands over your hearts as we sing our benediction hymn. Ava Keeker will lead us. This is a Hebrew song that means, peace, dear friends, until we meet again.